Hi, I'm Dr. Ana Laura, and I need to tell you something that maybe no one has ever said before. While you sleep peacefully, your body wages a silent battle. Within you, more than 37 trillion cells struggle to rid themselves of toxins and waste that continually accumulate. But over time, this buildup begins to suffocate your cells, literally. And that's what makes you wake up, day after day, a little more tired, older, and unfortunately, more vulnerable to disease. The worst part? Most people don't even realize this is happening. But what if I told you there was a way to reverse this process? And what's more, it was discovered by a group of Japanese scientists who found a kind of biological switch capable of completely transforming the way your body functions. Yes, this discovery was so impactful that it earned them nothing less than a Nobel Prize and turned the world of medicine upside down. And no, we're not talking about an expensive drug or some experimental treatment. We're talking about a natural mechanism that's been inside you since the day you were born, just waiting for the right moment to be activated. When this happens, your body starts working in your favor. Disease cells are eliminated, stubborn fat begins to disappear, and damage that seemed irreversible actually begins to be repaired. And here comes the most unbelievable part. Almost everyone over 50 destroys this mechanism daily, without realizing it, with habits that seem harmless, even healthy. And the most shocking part? Most doctors don't even know how this system works, or even that it exists. So, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you, step by step, the morning protocol these legendary scientists use to activate what they call the ultimate biological reset. And I'll even reveal the specific food Dr. Chinya believes is the secret behind the incredible longevity of Japanese centenarians, those who live not only longer, but with greater health and vitality than the rest of the world. But first, let me ask you something. Do you often feel your energy plummet around 2 p.m.? Do you feel like your metabolism has stalled? That, no matter how hard you try, you can't lose weight? Recognize this? Well, these aren't normal signs of aging. They're warning signs that your cellular cleansing system is failing. And the longer you ignore this, the worse the damage. If any of these symptoms sound familiar to you, comment here with number 1. If not, comment 0. And tell me where you're watching from. I read everything you write. Coming back, I'm Dr. Ana Laura, and the discovery I want to share with you has completely changed everything science knew about aging. A researcher named Dr. Yoshinori Osumi spent nearly 3 decades in a small laboratory in Tokyo, obsessed with a single question: why do some cells age and others don't? After years of study, he found the answer. And that answer was so revolutionary that it earned him the Nobel Prize in 2016. He discovered a process called autophagy. Basically, it's as if your body has an invisible army of microscopic cleaners, working tirelessly to eliminate anything that's old, damaged, or even dangerous. When autophagy is activated, your body enters a state of total regeneration. Defective proteins are recycled, toxins are eliminated, and even potentially cancerous cells are destroyed before they can cause any harm. In other words, your body begins to heal itself. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about, because you deserve access to this information. And even more so, you deserve to activate the power that already exists within you. Your body's fat cells are like energy reserves, ready to be used when needed. But what Dr. Osumi revealed in his Nobel Prize speech is surprising. After age 40, your body's ability to activate autophagy, that internal cellular cleansing system, plummets by almost 70%. This means that while someone in their 20s renews their cells daily, you, as the decades pass, accumulate toxic waste without being able to get rid of it. It's no wonder you feel constantly tired, your weight seems to stay off, and your health seems to deteriorate over time. Let me give you a picture to better understand what's happening inside you. Imagine your cells are like rooms in a house. When you're 20, every night a dedicated cleaning crew shows up to collect trash, fix what's broken, and even rearrange the space to make it more functional. Now, imagine that at 50, this crew only shows up once a week, and often can't handle it all. Trash piles up, repairs remain pending, and over time, the room becomes uncomfortable, almost uninhabitable. This is aging happening in real time inside your body. And the worst part? This waste isn't just any old thing. It includes malformed proteins that can generate plaques in the brain, like those linked to Alzheimer's. It also contains damaged mitochondria that drain your energy, inflammatory substances that attack your joints, and even precancerous cells that should be eliminated but go undetected. A study by the Salk Institute revealed something frightening. People with low levels of autophagy are 4 times more likely to develop chronic diseases. Not 40%, but 400% more likely. But here comes the good news. Dr. Osumi not only discovered the problem, but also found the solution. And it's so simple it'll irritate you that no one told you about it before. When Big Pharma learned of this discovery, they spent billions trying to create drugs that mimic autophagy. But they failed. Why? Because your body already has a perfect system for this. You just need to learn how to activate it. Before I show you exactly how to do this, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because every week we bring you discoveries your doctor probably won't tell you. In the next video, I'll reveal a common vegetable that blocks nutrient absorption in nearly 3/4 of older adults, something many people consume every day without realizing the harm it can cause. After Dr. Osumi's discovery, 4 other Japanese scientists continued the work, transforming this science into practical methods that anyone can use. Dr. Takayuki Teruya analyzed the metabolic changes that occur when autophagy is activated. Dr. Hiromi developed specific dietary protocols. Dr. Shigaku Hinohara, who lived to be 105, applied these methods in practice. And Dr. Ishihara, physician to the Japanese Prime Minister, created the daily program I'll share with you soon. This isn't theory, it's proven science. And it's already helping millions of seniors in Japan live well, disease-free lives into their 90s and beyond. The facts speak for themselves. Okinawa, Japan, has the highest concentration of centenarians in the world. The Japanese have the highest global life expectancy and much lower rates of cancer, heart disease, and dementia than Western countries. But here's a fact that might surprise you. When Japanese people move to Western countries and adopt Western lifestyles, their disease rates increase in equal hours in just 1 generation. It's not genetics, nor luck. It's a matter of activating autophagy with simple lifestyle choices anyone can learn and apply. I recently had a truly moving conversation with Dr. Naomi Yamoto, a researcher who worked closely with Dr. Osumi for 15 years. She shared something that still gives me chills. Imagine being able to observe, in real time, autophagy failing within our own cells. Using special imaging, we can see the cells turning gray, swollen, mired in waste, and virtually unable to function properly. But the most incredible thing happens when we activate autophagy. It's like watching a movie sped up in reverse. The cells begin to shrink, become lighter, and regain the vigor of young cells, as if they were being reborn. This is perhaps the closest thing we've ever seen to truly reversing aging. But what's the secret behind it all? The answer lies in 3 simple lifestyle principles that trigger maximum autophagy activation. And no, it has nothing to do with extreme starvation or working out to exhaustion. It's about timing, specific food choices, and a morning ritual that takes less than a minute to complete. Before I go any further, I want to make it clear that everything I share here is based on published research and is for educational purposes only. It's essential that you consult your doctor before making any changes to your health routine. That said, what you're about to hear could be the missing link to transforming your life. The first principle is something I call the cellular reset window, a 16-hour period where your body actually starts to regenerate. Remember, Dr. Teruya, that metabolism expert I mentioned earlier? He discovered something surprising. The autophagy switch doesn't just turn on gradually, it works in a binary fashion. It's either off or fully on. And what activates this switch? The amount of time you go without eating. Here's how it works. After 12 hours without food, autophagy begins to kick in. After 14 hours, this activity doubles. And at 16 hours, activation reaches its peak. It's not about feeling hungry, but about giving your body a chance to enter a special mode, cleansing mode. During this time, it hunts down damaged cells, eliminates metabolic waste, and rebuilds itself, becoming stronger than before. The problem? Most people never get close to this state. The typical routine is breakfast at 7 a.m., small snacks throughout the day, dinner at 8 p.m., and another snack before bed. This means the body is fueled for 15 to 16 hours straight, leaving only 8 or 9 hours for cellular cleansing. It's no wonder chronic diseases are on the rise. Think about it for a moment. Our ancestors didn't have food available 24/7. They naturally fasted between hunts, activating autophagy frequently. In modern life, however, We've developed a habit of eating constantly, a toxic pattern our bodies simply weren't designed to handle. And do you know what Dr. Walter Longo of USC said? He studied this topic in depth and found that people who restrict their eating to an 8-hour window have biological markers equivalent to someone 15 years younger than those who snack all day. I want to share a personal story here. For many years, my father followed the age-old advice of eating every 2 to 3 hours to speed up the metabolism. At 65, he already suffered from diabetes, arthritis, and early signs of dementia. When we learned about autophagy and he began applying the 16-hour window protocol, the transformation was incredible. In just 6 months, his blood sugar levels normalized, his joint pain disappeared, and his memory improved dramatically. His doctor even said it was impossible for this to happen. But it wasn't magic. It was autophagy. That's the power of this simple, straightforward, and clever method that the Japanese have been using for decades. Stop eating at 6 p.m. and only eat again at 10 a.m. the next day. This is the secret to ensuring a 16-hour autophagy window every night. While you rest, your cells are working to reverse the damage of aging, performing a true biological reset. Dr. Hinohara, who followed this rhythm for decades, worked as a physician until he was 105, with the energy of someone much younger, proving that this practice works. But here's a detail many people overlook. What you choose to break this fast makes all the difference. It can keep autophagy going or shut it down completely. This is the second principle, called the Hara-Hatibu method, the 80% secret. It comes straight from Okinawa, the land of centenarians, where people live, on average, over 100 years. Hara-Hatibu means eating until you're 80% full, never 100%. It sounds simple, but the science behind it is profound. When you eat until you're completely full, your body triggers insulin production, which immediately stops autophagy. Your body switches from cleaning mode to storage mode, halting all cellular regeneration. But if you stop eating until you're 80% full, insulin levels rise slowly, allowing autophagy to continue at a slower pace. In other words, even during digestion, your cells continue to regenerate. A study by the Okinawa Centenarian Study showed that those who follow the Hara-Hatibu method have 40% less cellular inflammation, 50% greater insulin sensitivity, and live an average of 7 years longer than those who eat until satiety. They didn't reduce calories, they just optimized their body's functioning. Dr. Hinohara took this to an even higher level. He ate only 1 solid meal a day and supplemented it with strategic fluids. In the morning, for example, he broke his fast with a fresh carrot and apple juice, a gentle drink that didn't spike insulin. At lunch, he drank black tea with raw honey and ginger, which provided energy without interfering with autophagy. Dinner was his only full meal, with foods chosen to further stimulate the cellular cleansing process. I'll tell you what those foods are soon. This isn't about eating less, but about eating smart. Every meal can be a chance to accelerate or slow down aging, and the decision is in your hands. We come to the third principle, foods that truly activate autophagy. Not everything you put on your plate acts the same way. Dr. Shi's research has identified compounds that can boost cellular cleansing by up to 300%. And the best part? These are common ingredients that the Japanese have consumed for centuries. First, fermented foods, such as natto, miso, and fermented vegetables. They are rich in spermidine, a compound that directly triggers autophagy. People who regularly eat fermented foods have cellular markers as youthful as those 10 years younger. Second, green tea, which contains compounds called EGCG. A study from Tokyo Medical University showed that drinking 3 cups a day can increase autophagy by almost 50%. But the key is timing. Drink it between meals, never with food, to extract maximum benefits. Third, seafood rich in omega-3s, such as wild salmon, sardines, and mackerel. In addition to high-quality protein, they contain molecules that increase mitochondrial autophagy. That is, they help eliminate damaged energy factories within cells. The Japanese typically eat fish about 5 times a week. Coincidence? Definitely not. This is part of an eating pattern that helps activate autophagy constantly. And there's more. Certain vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts play a special role. They contain a compound called sulforaphane, which stresses cells in a beneficial way. Sounds strange, right? But it works like this. Your cells receive this mild stimulus as a warning signal, activating defensive autophagy. a cleansing process that prepares the body to face potential threats that in fact never even arrive. Now, what almost no one talks about are the foods that completely sabotage autophagy. Sugar, ultra-processed carbohydrates, and industrial seed oils are the real culprits. Not only do they disrupt the cleansing process, they also cause cellular damage much faster than your body can repair it. For example, a can of soda can block autophagy for up to 6 hours. That sugar-laden morning muffin or bagel, they flood your cells with glucose, generating toxic compounds called advanced glycation end products, which accelerate your aging. I'll give you some shocking numbers to help you understand the real impact. A simple bagel with cream cheese triggers an insulin spike that blocks autophagy for 8 hours. A slice of industrial pizza, 10 hours. And that healthy-sounding granola bar? It's packed with enough sugar to paralyze cellular cleansing and flood your body with inflammation. But there's something even worse. Vegetable oils like canola, soybean, and corn produce lipid peroxides that damage your cell membranes, preventing autophagy even when you're fasting. These oils are in practically everything: salad dressings, restaurant meals, and even foods that claim to be healthy. The average American consumes 80 grams of these toxic oils per day. It's no surprise that, after age 40, autophagy functions so poorly in most people. Dr. Ishihara's morning protocol completely eliminates these enemies of autophagy. Upon waking, he drinks warm water with a pinch of Himalayan salt to activate metabolism without interrupting cellular cleansing. Then, about 30 minutes later, he drinks a fresh vegetable juice, a combination that nourishes without destroying autophagy, with no sugar or processed foods. Want to know the full protocol? Start tomorrow, 6 p.m. Stop eating, no exceptions and no snacks. Upon waking, drink 16 ounces of warm water with a 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. 30 minutes later, drink a fresh juice made from carrot, apple, and a small piece of ginger without sugar. 10 hours. Break your fast with protein and healthy fats. Eggs, avocado, wild salmon. Eat until you're 80% full. Midday, green tea, no food. 2 p.m., if you're hungry, eat a light meal with fermented foods, vegetables, and quality proteins. Again, stop at 80% satiety. 6 p.m. Last meal of the day, with fish, seaweed, miso soup, vegetables, and a small portion of brown rice. Repeat this every day. In just 72 hours, you'll see your autophagy markers rise. Within 2 weeks, your energy returns, your brain fog disappears, and your weight starts to fall off. Within a month, your blood tests show real improvements. But be careful. Even if you follow everything correctly, there are 3 common mistakes that can ruin your results. Want me to tell you what they are? Let's start with the basics. Excess protein. Yes, it may sound strange, but consuming too much protein, especially the common meat most of us are used to, activates something called mTOR pathways, which are direct enemies of autophagy. To keep your body in cellular cleanup mode, ideally, limit your intake to about 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight, especially on days when you want to focus on autophagy. Now, let's talk about artificial sweeteners. They have no calories, but they trick the body into releasing insulin, just like sugar. This quickly shuts down autophagy. So, no diet soda or sugar-free gum during your fast. Okay? And stress? Oh, it's a major saboteur. When cortisol, our stress hormone, is constantly high, it blocks autophagy, even if your diet is perfect. That's where the Japanese come in handy with incredible stress reduction techniques. Forest bathing, called Shinrin Yoku, meditation, breathing exercises. Studies show that just 15 minutes in this type of environment can increase autophagy by 23%. And if you don't have a forest nearby, even watching nature videos and breathing deeply can help increase it by 12%. Your body craves this renewal. You just need to give it the signal. I know this all may seem like a lot to take in, but the truth is simple. Either activate autophagy or let cellular damage accumulate. There's no middle ground. Every food choice, every snack, every late-night party is a vote for your health or its decline. I receive messages every day from real people who have transformed their lives with this protocol. Like Margaret, a 72-year-old from Texas, who reversed prediabetes in just 8 weeks. Or Robert, from New York, who canceled knee surgery after 3 months of activating autophagy and saw his inflammation drop by 70%. It's not a miracle. It's cellular biology working in your favor. The 5 Japanese scientists I mentioned didn't just stick to theory. They applied it to their own lives. Dr. Hinohara worked as a doctor until he was 105, and Dr. Umi, now in his 80s, has the biological markers of someone much younger. They proved that aging isn't an inevitable sentence. It's a choice, one you can make when you understand how your body actually works. But be careful. Knowledge alone isn't enough. You can watch 1,000 videos, read tons of articles, but without action, nothing changes. The autophagy protocol I've shared here isn't complicated, doesn't require expensive equipment or miracle supplements. It's just a decision. Prioritize your cellular health over the momentary pleasures of food. Now you know more about autophagy than most doctors. You have at your fingertips the method used by the world's longest-lived population. The question is, will you put it into practice? Tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll have a choice. Continue at the same pace, watching your health worsen year after year, or take the simple step that activates your body's most powerful healing system. If you're ready to make a change, write autophagy in the comments, share this content with someone who might benefit, and follow along to receive other discoveries that the world of traditional medicine doesn't usually share. Remember, your cells are always waiting for a command. Every moment they regenerate or deteriorate. These 5 Japanese Nobel Prize winners showed us how to choose regeneration. Now, the decision is yours. The power to reverse aging, eliminate localized fat, and prevent disease has always been within you. These masters have just revealed how to unlock it. Starting tomorrow, you can join the millions who have discovered that aging doesn't mean losing health. Your transformation begins the moment you decide it's worth dedicating 16 hours to cellular cleansing. The Japanese have proven it works. The science is clear. And the only thing standing between you and this renewal is your next dietary choice. Make it worth it.